Welcome back to Are You Smarter Than a Libertarian, the only show where we ask questions like, what if government daddy actually sucks at parenting? I'm your host, Jeff, former Army guy, now professionally allergic to big government. Let's go. Today we're diving into the history of the welfare state, also known as how to make everyone poor, sad, and addicted to government handouts in just 10 easy steps. Let's rewind the tape back to the 1880s. Picture a Germany. No Uber, no TikTok, just Bismarck, a man with a mustache so intimidating even Karl Marx flinched. Bismarck had the genius idea. Let's fight socialism by doing socialism. Yes, really. He introduced compulsory insurance for accidents, health, disability, and old age. You know, the stuff your paycheck now disappears into like a magician's hat? He called it state socialism. But the real trick, he wasn't trying to help people, he was trying to own them. Bismarck wanted workers loyal to him, not the socialists. His idea of happy retirement was 700,000 pensioners obediently drawing checks and voting for the guy who signs them. Loyalty through dependency. It's like giving your dog treats so he doesn't bark when the house is on fire. Now, fast forward to the modern welfare states, and it's clear that Bismarckian seed grew into a bloated tree that drops rotten fruit on the poor. Creativity versus collectivism. According to economist Jesus Perota de Soto, cool name and cooler ideas, humans are creative actors. We're meant to earn what we create, not have it snatched up in taxes and redistributed by bureaucrats with clipboards and no souls or common sense. But the welfare state doesn't get this. It crushes creativity like a fat guy on a folding chair. Government help becomes a system of control. It's slow, clunky, and always behind the curve. Innovation, that's for the private sector, baby. Now, everyone's favorite modern day word, social democracy. Now, with extra suffering. Hans Hermann Hoppe, a guy who says the quiet part loud, explains how as democracy expands, so did government. Universal suffrage, compulsory military service, fiat currency, bye-bye gold standard, public employment like it's Oprah handing out W-2s. And what did we get in return? More taxes, more debt, more crime, more people lounging on government couches yelling at Jerry Springer reruns. And then there's James Bartholomew, not the guy from Downton Abbey who wrote The Welfare State, wherein his books show how Britain went from, pardon me, good sir, may I borrow your monocle, to, hey, bro, you got a ciggy? In the 1950s, even soccer fans wore suits. Today, it's tracksuits, beer bellies, and fistfights. Progress, right? Charity, lost and found. Bartholomew also showed how private charity used to be a big deal. Victorian workers donated 10% of their wages. Today, it's 1%. Why, you might ask? Because why donate when the government already took your money and gave it to Steve, who hasn't worked since 2003, but somehow always has new Jordans? But Jeff, aren't you being a little harsh? Doesn't the welfare state help people? Well, sure. Like feeding pigeons helps them until they forget how to fly, starve without handouts, and poop on everything. The unintended consequences, aka the government special. Incentives matter. Give people free stuff for being unemployed. Don't be shocked when they stay unemployed. Public education becomes daycare with police reports. Public health care, long lines, no doctors, and more bureaucracy than the DMV on crack. Oh, and pensions, they've ballooned to the point where people have no reason to save. Retirement planning now looks like, please don't die, hope the government still works, and then crying because you realize that government doesn't actually work. Now, everyone's favorite topic is going to piss people off. Single moms, government dads, and broken homes. Here's the real kicker. Out of wedlock births went from 5% to 40% because, guess what? The government started paying single moms a living wage plus housing. And meanwhile, families were slapped with higher taxes. So now daddy government says, no ring, no problem. Here's some free stuff and emotional chaos. The result, skyrocketing domestic violence, school dropouts, teen drug use, and early sex. It's like the state handed out chaos as a reward system for the chaos. But don't worry, all this was done with good intentions, the ones that paved the road straight to hell. So you may be asking, Jeff, what's the solution? There's so many problems. End the welfare state. Not because I hate poor people, but because we actually care about them. Let people save. Let communities help. Let creativity flourish. Because if the state keeps playing savior, we're all going to end up in a burning building waiting for the fireman who's still on lunch break. Because if you think the government can fix poverty by handing out free stuff, the answer is probably no. New video drops every day. Like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends who need a dose of cold water that the state is not your friend. As always, stay free, stay informed, stay accountable.
Ride the beat when you rock the mic. Put your foot on the gas and eat a red light. Ride the beat when you rock the mic.